Learning Mitzvot in Action with Torah-Box.
The mitzvah of immersing our utensils consists of dipping in a mikvah any new utensil in contact with food, bought or made by a non-Jew, or that belonged to him. According to the Jerusalem Talmud, just like a convert will immerse himself in the ritual bath in order to access Israel's holiness, immersing dishes in a mikvah has the objective of soaking them with holiness. One can soak utensils in any natural water source such as the sea or a river, as well as where a woman immerses herself in times of impurity. Nowadays, there are mikvahs specially reserved for utensils, which are usually located next to synagogues. Any utensil used during a meal, such as cutlery, plates, glasses, pans, platters, or pitchers, must be immersed in a mikvah. If by mistake one has inserted foods in a utensil that was not soaked, it will be allowed to consume them, but one must remove them as soon as possible. One must soak with a blessing any utensil made out of metal, such as gold, silver, iron, or stainless steel, as well as a glass and its derived materials, like Duralex, Purex, and crystal. Porcelain utensils must be soaked without a blessing, except if they are covered with a metal inside or outside. In such a case, one will recite a blessing. However, clay utensils, not covered by glazed wood, rock, stoneware, earthenware, marble, rubber, nylon, or plastic, do not need to be immersed, as well as disposable utensils. One is able to dip electric devices, besides the electric part, because it is directly touching foods. Many have assessed that most electric devices can be soaked in the mikveh without risk. One shall simply drain them properly, air them out, and wait a few days. Utensils must be entirely surrounded by water. One must first clean them thoroughly, take off any stamp, and clean the remaining glue with hot water or detergent, since they represent the barrier between the water and utensil. When reciting the blessing, one holds a utensil with the hand and says,
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
Asher kedishanu b'mitzvot v'tzivanu al tfilas Kelim. It is mandatory that the utensil be immersed entirely in a single time in the mikvah, and that it be completely covered with water, including handles. One must be careful as to drop it briefly in the water so that there is no barrier between the water and the object. If one only has one utensil to dip, one will only say kli instead of kelim. If one makes a mistake, it is not necessary to make the blessing again. If one forgets to make the blessing, the immersion is still valid. After reciting the blessing, one mustn't speak until the last utensil is soaked. If one talks of matters unrelated to the immersion between the blessing and the dipping of the first utensil, one must redo the blessing. If the first utensil has already been soaked, one will not restart the blessing regardless of the topic discussed.